Harem in Another World is one of those games where you understand the premise immediately, but the reason people keep playing it has less to do with the premise itself and more to do with how easy it is to settle into its sandbox loop. It's an isekai setup? Sure. Regular guy gets transported into a fantasy world with friends, ends up surrounded by chaos, new races, missing people, and more distractions than any normal person should be able to manage. That part is familiar. What gives the game its identity is how little interest it has in pretending the protagonist is some noble chosen hero. He's selfish, he's reactive, he's kind of a mess, and the game knows that. That tone matters a lot. Instead of building itself around destiny, sacrifice, or giant moral themes, Harem in Another World leans into comedy, self-awareness, and relaxed progression. The main story exists. There's a larger threat hanging over the world. And yes, the missing friends are a real objective, but the game is much more interested in letting you wander, recruit characters, improve your home base, and get caught up in side content for way longer than you planned. That's the real hook. The world map is large enough that you feel like you've got room to roam, and the game encourages that. You're moving between regions, meeting humans, goblins, ghosts, giants, and all kinds of fantasy-adjacent weirdness, picking up quests, finding secrets, unlocking scenes, and gradually building a crew around you. The sense of freedom is one of the main reasons the game clicks with its audience. You don't feel boxed into one path. You feel like you're poking around a world that's happy to let you get distracted, and the distractions are the game. That's also why the harem part works more as a gameplay structure than just a title gimmick. Relationship building isn't sitting off to the side like optional fluff. Recruiting characters, getting to know them, bringing them back to your base, and watching that base grow because of who you found. That's the progression. The home area starts becoming this reflection of your journey, and there's something satisfying about seeing it expand and fill out over time. New rooms, new functions, more people around, more life in the space. It turns the base into a reward loop. This is where the sandbox design really carries the experience. Even when the combat or main story isn't doing anything especially deep, the game can stay compelling because there's always another small thing to check. Maybe there's a character route you haven't pushed yet. Maybe you found materials for an upgrade. Maybe you opened a new area. Maybe you just want to see how the next conversation plays out. It's the kind of game that thrives on "I'll just do one more thing" energy. Combat is probably the weakest major pillar, and the game knows it. Encounters are simple, accessible, and functional, but they're not carrying the experience by themselves. If you come into Harem in Another World expecting deep tactical systems or an action loop that evolves dramatically, you're probably going to feel the repetition early. Fights do their job,